Hi, I'm going to be talking about a few different fruit absolutes because I'm having my fruit sale and today's the last day of it. So if you want to get 50% off fruit scents, the code is fruit50 on the website, and it's also running in the Etsy shop, no code needed. So I'm going to talk about the Cortland apple absolute. These are all in-house absolutes that I did from tincture of material, two of them that I grew and one of them that I did not grow. So Cortland apple, red banana, and apple geranium, which is technically not a fruit, but it has a fruity scent profile. So the Cortland apple is from Cortland apple trees that are on my family's property in Vermont, and they're at least 40-year-old trees. And the Cortland apple was developed in 1898, and it's a cross of the McIntosh and the Ben Davis apple, which the Ben Davis apple dates back to about 1800. And that was like a rugged variety that has kind of fallen out of favor. You don't see it as much anymore. The McIntosh, of course, you see, and that's very tart apple. And the Cortland has the tartness of the Mac with some sweetness. So it's got a lot of balance, a lot of acidity that's coming through in this absolute. And you can see it's pretty thick. And we cured the apples and then tinctured them long-term, about 10 different charges, each one sitting in for, I think, about a month. And it kind of has the color of apple cider. And if there was a cider made from Cortland apples alone, I would say this is what it would smell like. So it's very tart, juicy, and then it has some, like, instead of like the non-alcoholic cider aspects, which it does have, it has a little bit of bite, kind of like a hard cider, almost akin to like a Granny Smith hard cider. And then there's some of the smooth, like, richness of apple butter. Which I know Diane of St. Clair Perfumes, who's also in Vermont, she brought up that it looked kind of like apple butter, and it does have that scent. It doesn't have the muted scent of like an apple sauce. It's very much like a fresh apple scent with the cider aspects. And I use it in two perfumes, Salem, which is has other fruit in it. It has squash blossom, pumpkin, black cherries, plums, apricots, muscat raisins, and then some other fruity things like Boston tea, honeysuckle, and rum. So you can find it in Salem, and then it's also in Mălum, which means bad apple. And in this one, I also use pomegranate, some of the fruity notes of conifers, figs, but the Cortland apple is prime in both of those fragrances. So if you're interested in trying it out, those two feature this extract. And then I have photos of the Cortland apple process on the Mālum listing. So if you're interested in seeing how it was done, you can click through some of the photos. And this one, or Mālum, not this extract, also has apple geranium in it. And so I'm going to talk about that next. This is a much lower yield, even though the pelargonium that it comes from is really, really highly scented. You don't get a whole lot out of the tincture when you process it. And this, I didn't use the extractor for. I have used the extractor to reclaim the alcohol, but I had kind of a small amount of tincture, so I just let it evaporate naturally. And you can see the color of it. And this, if you could think of like an apple potpourri, or an apple incense, it has that quality. So not the fresh fruit, but kind of this like husky, dried apple scent, mixed with like iced tea. So it has a distinct iced tea note. And so I use this in Mălum to give an earthier note to the apple, to kind of anchor that really bright fruitiness of the Cortland extract, which this is not in Salem. And Salem is like a more high-toned fruity perfume, whereas Mălum is earthier, a little bit dirty, musky, kind of a darker scent, more animalic. And so that's why I brought in the apple geranium extract into that composition. And then there's kind of this, I'm picking up now a little bit of spice, like a mixture, like if cumin and nutmeg were blended. Maybe a little bit of allspice. So that's the apple geranium. And then the last one, extract that I'm going to talk about, is the red banana. And show you what the extract looks like. So it has a reddish tone. And the red banana is actually, it's not genetically modified. It's a natural grouping of the triploid AAA cultivar of Musa acuminata. And they're reddish. The flesh is a little bit more reddish than that of a yellow banana, and it's higher in beta carotene. So it has kind of some raspberry notes to it, along with some like carrot notes or like beet. So kind of an earthiness to it, not overly sweet. The Cavendish banana extract that I also make, and this is the one that I did not grow these red bananas. I bought them organically and then processed them into a tincture and then made the absolute from there. So the Cavendish banana extracts that I've done are a little bit more desserty and sweet. This one is kind of more like rustic smelling, but I use it in two perfumes. I use it in chocolate banana cream pie, and then I use it in banana cream flower, where I kind of describe some of the notes from this extract. Like there's a little bit of rum, a little bit of like an epoxy smell. And then I'm also getting right now like a rich, like black plum scent. So surprisingly, it's not as like tropical sweet smelling as the Cavendish. Like the raspberries are there. And then the plums, of course, those aren't like tropical fruit. And then I'm getting some apple too, like a red apple, not tart, just almost like a red delicious apple. And then there's kind of this suave earthiness that's akin to like a pink lotus extract. So that's the red banana, and I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.